A spa day coupon? You shouldn't have. Ah, good old Spa Francorchamps. I just got done watching the video from week 19, which was the last time we were at Spa in the touring cars. Whereas this time we're in our GT3s. And, kind of a repeat, you know? Our iRating went from an 1143 1098, which I don't know, I didn't remember the iRating changes last time, but our safety rating went from a 1.69 A license to a 1.02, almost dropping down to back to B license. I did some other races to kind of hopefully mitigate that. Most of it we were up to 1.9 before our last day of racing. And yeah, things happened. And looking back at the previous video, things like to happen at Spa. It's not just the off tracks that get you, it's folks like these.
Yellow flag, watch out.
What are you doing?
The stewards have called us into the pits for repairs.
Yeah, well, I was able to dodge most of the damage throughout this week. We even had one race where, like, I think I ended up in third because just everybody else in the field got taken out. It was pretty wild. Our times, we got our times down from 2:25.091. And we got that down to a 2:22.797. We got our Fanatec GT3 challenge. This was the last week, right? We ended up in 158th place for this last week. The previous week that we raced, we were 69th place. This week we had an average start of 7th and average finish of 10th. And that puts us at 40th place overall in Division 7 in the Fanatec GT3 Challenge. Last week we were 33rd. Our average start was 8th. Our average finish was 9th. And I think that, you know, we've dropped the last 4 weeks. We've been steadily dropping. That's mostly because we were kind of ahead because we've participated in every week, whereas other people didn't, and the bye weeks, just how that played out, we didn't keep up. The same thing kind of follows with the VRS GT Sprint Challenge. We were 312th place. That's because our points didn't count. This was one of our bye weeks in that series because we didn't score as many points as we did in other weeks. And last week we were 157th. Our average start was 8th and average finish was 14th. Most of our bad wrecks were in this series, I believe. Not 100% sure on that. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect things. Overall, we did place 53rd in Division 7 in the VRS GT Sprint Series. We averaged a start of 13th and an average finish of 12th. So yeah. Spa. What do we want to say about Spa? We did end up having a couple good races. The one where everybody wrecked out. Like I said, we ended up being third just because, you know, survival instincts. We were in first for a while, but a couple of the people who were involved in the wrecks but were fast and didn't get wrecked too hard caught back up to us and passed us, and it wasn't worth fighting at that point. Like, third was a really good position for us in that race, so yeah. We'll take it. Now, on our last day of racing, we did have one other good race that we ended up finishing 8th on, and it was a pretty fun race where we actually did trade some places and did some hard racing. We did have some content. A guy hit us early on, and then there was a lapped car that didn't he did not really respect the whole not impeding a car behind you rules, but it was what it was. We could have had 7th, but didn't get it. It was a fun race, so that was good. The rest of the last day kind of fell apart. We had this fun incident where fella did not really respect checking his relative and rejoining safely. That was one of the more, like, again, Spa involved one of the more frustrating accidents that I've had, and yeah, I wanted to jump through my screen and strangle the dude at the time, but I've calmed down quite a bit since then. It's a game. It doesn't really, it's not life or death. But then it kind of rolled over, and I didn't do very well in the next 2 races because I was pretty upset. And it is what it is. I wish I hadn't reacted that way. I wish I'd been able to, you know, just get back to the positive energy and have a better time, but I'm only human. Forgive me. It's something I'm working on, because letting something like that carry over into the next race or whatever, it's not productive in any way, and it doesn't make you do any better. I was part of it was upsetting because I was so close to getting back above 2.0 safety rating, and yeah, all this stuff kind of knocked that down. But yeah, that does it for the season. We've got to decide what we want to do next season for our iRacing stuff. That'll be a whole year of Project Git Gud when the next season's over. I'm leaning towards continuing GT3s, could go back to TCRs, could try something different. If you've got an idea, you know, there's the comments down below where you could give a suggestion. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff coming up next season. The Porsche GT3 car I'm kind of excited about. We'll see how that car is once it comes out. And as always, leave the thumbs up if you thought it was a good video, thumbs down if you didn't, and yeah, we'll see you in week 13 maybe, and have a good one. Be nice to each other. Bye.